Hey guys, it's Felipe.
Hey, it's Buddha.
Yeah, I'm wearing a crazy do-rag on my head just to add a little color.
Yeah. And gangbanging today. I was at the biker look.
Yeah, a little both.
Got the beard going on. Just a little scruffier. You'd be alright with it.
Yeah, I'm hiding the hair because it's time to get a haircut. So I'm straight froing.
Just let it grow out. Oh, yours don't grow drop like that, right? Yours does. I remember your yearbook picture.
Look like
His
Ben
hair
Wallace.
didn't even fit in the little box.
Yeah, the back screen was my hair.
I forgot all about that. That's funny. That's a good story right there.
Yeah, when we were younger, my parents, we would get a haircut for our birthday. So we would get one once a year. And my dad would cut my hair. We would tell him, hey, I want to fade it up and this and that. And he would just, bald.
Too, so I guess that's the originator of the Felipe fade. Because when he came back from the Marines, he went to the Marines and his youngest brother, Jacob, everyone calls him Accomplice, it's his rap name, but he said that Felipe came back from the Marines, right? And so as time went on, Felipe eventually got clippers, learned how to cut hair, so he's cutting his brother's hair. He said, so he comes back from the Marines, right? I don't know how old he was, he's a year older than me. So it's junior high though, but he was like, yeah, he goes, I need you to, bro, you cut my hair. And Felipe's like, sure, I can cut your hair. He's like, okay, yeah. He goes, well, what do you want? He goes, I want to fade this and that. He goes, yeah. He goes, well, how about I hook you with the Felipe fade? He goes, yeah, what's a Felipe fade? He goes, you'll like it, trust me. He says he sits down in the chair. He don't know it. Felipe takes the guard off.
It's all one style.
All one style, easy to do, the Felipe fade.
Yeah, whenever I start going hardcore on my training, I just cut it all off because I just don't want to wake up and fix it in the morning. Wash my face, throw the water in my head, good to go.
Yeah, I just grow mine out and I don't brush it ever. When my dad was in the hospital, they were going to check to see if he's having pains in his arm. He had open heart surgery, and then he had stents in his heart, his artery. So they were checking his stents to make sure everything was okay. He's getting ready to wheel out, and I'm showing up late, so I'm walking down the highway, and he got some waiting for me to get there. I don't know, I guess my mom and my stepmom had said something. I just hear him bust out laughing. He's like, son, you don't comb your hair? I was like, never. I wake up, wash it, and go. So the curls, they just be, that's just
all
natural. Yeah. So, how was the weekend, bro?
It was low key. Had my kids. We just hung out, Netflix, and chill a lot. They got to. What's funny is my kids are watching Friday. Their first time watching Friday, and they were laughing. I guess I've seen it so many times. To me, I'm just like, I already know the funny parts, but they were rolling laughing. I was like, damn, forgot how funny this movie was.
Ain't nothing in this house. Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. In the goddamn refrigerator, eating up all the food, all the chicken, all the pig feet. You ate my dinner, my mashed potatoes, that good old gravy I like, and them biscuits I can sop that gravy in. You ate all of that. You drink up all the milk, don't care what kind of milk it is. You don't care. 2%, 3% buttermilk, patent milk, polar cow on a patent milk can. I bet you eat that too. What's wrong with you? I'm hiding my grapes. You gonna eat up all my grapes. Now, when I went to bed last night, didn't I tell you to take out the trash?
Yeah,
So why didn't you do it?
I fell asleep.
I wish you was sleeping right now. I'll knock you upside your head with a left hook, make your ass wake up and take out that damn trash. Hey. What are you doing?
I'm throwing this away. We ain't even got no milk.
You better eat that damn cereal. You ain't got no damn milk. Ain't that I bet you? When I was coming up, we didn't have milk, cereal, a bowl to eat in, spoon, fork, knife, no napkins or nothing. You do like this. What, mouth with your hand like that? You ever do that?
No.
Have you ever had government cheese? Craig, government cheese, you had some?
No.
Thick, stinking government cheese. Couldn't take a dump for 2 weeks. If you eat it on the 4th of July, by the 18th, everybody in the whole neighborhood trying to get to the bathrooms. I want to eat some of them chitlin. I love pig feet. The barbecue pig feet were gone. You got grease all over your damn mouth. I had a sweet potato pie in there. You ate the whole pie. Left me that little old plastic thing there. You ain't got no damn milk. Ain't that a bitch? You funny. You're my boy. You remind me of my granddaddy. You know what your problem is? You think money grows on trees. Just go out and pick you $400 or $500 and go off and just dance and eating chicken and dance and you just having all the fun in the world. You know how many stinking dogs I gotta catch to fill that big ass bowl you got there, boy? 45, 50 dogs. Stinking, nasty dog, and 12 of them little stinking thing they call a chihuahua. You better put some water on that shit, boy.
All right, I eat it.
Hey! Take the garbage out front, son. What is wrong with him?
Another OG Friday. What's funny is that we'll go ahead and we'll post the meme. Had to get you, JV. You know, I like to roast. I'd have struck out swinging. I'd have let y'all get me too. I take it like I give it. But yeah, there's the meme right here. Just take a good look. Yeah. But nah, so she was all frustrated. She had a bad tournament at the plate. And so we're saying, hey, you want to go out to eat with the rest of the team? She's pouting, burns off. So we're in the group chat talking with the guys like we're following each other back to McKinney from Rowlett. And then we're laughing on the phone. Like I eventually called the other one, like, where are we going to go eat? So we're talking. He's like, all right. They said, JV going? I said, nah. She's like, she's going to go. She's like, Red, she's going to go cry in the car.
You going to cry in the car?
So I'm messaging her that, and she's like, what are you talking about? Why do you mean? I was like, you've never seen Friday? Everybody knows that. Debo snatches his chain. Mm-hmm. He runs off, and Smokey's like, he's going to go cry in the car. That was definitely her this weekend, but yeah. And the weather was just horrible on Saturday. Bad. Like, we had a play in that, and it was misting, cold. Like, I'm trying to talk to people about the show, interview them, and it's like everybody's showing up to play and leaving right after the game. It's like no one was really just out there hanging out besides my team, but really there's no one out there. It's just horrible. Got no weather.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So one of the Jillian Michaels, who's known for being on The Biggest Loser TV show, a long reality show a while back. I guess she's kind of fallen off because when she first did the Biggest Loser, she was like, everybody was like, oh my god, she's like legit and helps people lose weight. But then after a few years, a lot of those people that lost the weight on the show ended up gaining it back. So she lost, I guess, hell, I forgot even all about her. So she was through her time of fame. But now she came back, and of course, she wants to get back in the spotlight. So she was kind of ridiculing the keto diet. If that wasn't enough, she started ridiculing CrossFit. So she went on saying CrossFit was just basically a bunch of crap. Basically, what I have to say is, if you're like an ambassador in fitness, or some people look at her like that, especially for females, she was this, I guess, person of power through the fitness side. You know, if she's really like somebody into fitness, she shouldn't be ridiculing any kind of fitness program. In my eyes, and I'm nobody like at her level, but I mean, if somebody is just sitting around, doesn't work out, and if they choose to pick Zumba as their source of motivation to get up and work out, hey, I'm all thumbs up and power for it. I'm not going to make fun of Zumba, especially if it's working for my grandma or somebody who's just sitting around the house and, you know, dying of old age. Yep. I'd rather them get up and do something. And Zumba's the thing, or spin class is the thing.
Water aerobics.
Yeah, water aerobics. Any one of those.
Like my boy Josh, the Jane Fonda workout.
Yeah, touch your toes, cherry pickers.
Yeah.
anything, I mean, that's better than absolutely nothing. But for her to come around and say, no, CrossFit's horrible, they only got 25 movements, and it's the same thing over and over. You know, I've seen some of her classes and some of the programs she sells because she's sponsored by certain companies that are just as, you know, if anything, less intensity than the CrossFit. So I don't know. I don't know if she's just trying to get attention just to get back on the spotlight.
Probably just out there backlashing, because I've done CrossFit with you, and anybody that's ever done it, it's a great workout. Actually, because your heart rate keeps going. Like,
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of weight. I need to get back with you, get back into it. But like, especially like the way you put it, the heart rate goes so much, so it's kind of like you're running, but with your motion, because you're continually moving from one exercise to the next. And that's, to me, I liked it better than just lifting weights and then hitting cardio. It was more intense, but it actually, to me, it worked better. So I don't know what her deal is on that, knocking it.
Yeah, so I don't know what her deal is, and a lot of people that don't know much about CrossFit, when they hear her speak, of course, there's always the rumors like about the bad knees or about people getting hurt or things like that. It's just one other avenue for them to listen to. Like, oh, there's somebody else who has a high name that was on The Biggest Loser. She's also saying CrossFit's bad, so it must be true. Yeah, I wouldn't believe everything you hear. I mean,
The same thing you said last week with Tori when he was asking about the benefits for a wrestler doing it. Try it out. Look for yourself. I'm pretty sure you go to any CrossFit gym. It's anywhere you go. Any type of thing. It's like martial arts, MMA. Yeah, so it's with any gym, like any type thing you go to, any program, it's going to be different everywhere you go. So they're going to have different things going on. You hear good instructors, bad instructors. It's anywhere you go. It's like coaches, even Pee-wee kid programs, don't let them go there. So I don't know. She's just tripping. Probably just wants in the spotlight.
yeah, haters are always going to hate. So, like they say, without the light, there's no darkness. Without good, there's no bad.
Yeah.
Without the left, there is no right. So,
Yeah, opinions vary. And who knows?
yeah. So over the weekend, we had some good fights. We had Gervonta Davis. As much of a loudmouth he is, he's part of the Mayweather team. He got a first-round knockout over Hugo. As you can see right here.
Bam. Yeah, your brother had a fight party, didn't even invite me. When I was playing, I shouldn't have been done that early. Like I said, we didn't have a great weekend this weekend. Didn't do bad. Oh, okay, so check it out. So after the tournament, I was talking about we're going to go eat.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, where are we going to go? My boy Tony goes, Waffle House. All right, I'm not big on Waffle House. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not bad food. I'd rather go somewhere else. So I'll eat it though. So we get there to Waffle House. And everyone shows, like me, Tony, Tuve, and Josh, and then JB eventually. She went home, showered, and then shows up all dressed up. Like, we're still all muddy and all that. We're like, Finally got out her feelings. But anyway, so he's saying there, he said, he's like, why'd you pick there? He's like, my wife won't eat it. I hate it, so I have to, whenever I have a chance to eat there, he wants to eat there. He loves it. So we're sitting there, we're eating our meal, and he finally breaks out. So from now on, dude, when a chick wants to take a chick wants you to take her to a nice restaurant, you always think hibachi, the Japanese, the cooking the food, Benihana's. My boy Tony said Waffle House is the new Benihana's. It's the same thing. They're getting your food, they're cooking it in front of you, and bringing it back. He said it's the American Benihana's. I said, I said, you know what? I'm sold on that. I'm buying that. I'm taking it. Waffle House is the new Benihana's, everybody. It's no different. It's no different.
Interesting. With that being said, Valentine's Day is, 3 days from now?
Yeah.
What's today? Monday.
It's on Thursday.
So my advice, guys, either shoot her a nice text message or a phone call. Tell her Happy Valentine's Day. Maybe get her some flowers. Some people like what is that? The fruit.
I can't
Arrangeable edibles.
Yeah, arrangeable edibles. That's the name. I can't even speak. What's it called? Something like that. Anyway.
Yeah. And then take her out for dinner. For those of y'all that are married, if she's going to get dressed, let her get dressed. Don't rush her. Just remember that women feel good just by getting dressed up, even if it takes them 2 or 3 hours. You might as well watch this show while she's getting dressed, and then go out somewhere nice, and then open the door for her. Tell her how nice she looks and whatever outfit she picked, because she picked that outfit to look good for you. And I guess those are my tits and bits of advice for Valentine's Day. So can't go wrong with any of that. What else is going on? Oh, the UFC fights over the weekend. Anderson Silva and Israel Adesanya. That was a good fight. Also, Montana De La Rosa out of Fort Worth, Texas. So we had a Texas girl representing, not in Australia. She won her fight. So that was good. Also, this Friday, we're going to have our first interview with the owner of Protein Paletas, which is, in English, would be what are those called? Ice cream?
It's an ice cream.
Popsicle?
Yeah.
But high protein value. So he'll elaborate more on the value of it. I know I looked it up. It was like 31 grams of protein. So it'd be a cool snack for those of you who are looking for a snack to enjoy during your...
Especially with the warm months coming after your workout to kind of cool you off, because it's a paleta.
Yeah, definitely. You can even give your kids these paletas to munch on instead of all this sugar.
Yeah.
So, speaking of kids, I was having this conversation the other day with a couple of friends of mine, and we were talking about pedophiles. And you'd be surprised on if you were to go on the website, and a lot of these pedophiles have to register, how many pedophiles are in your area. And what's crazy is when I was in the military, my last 6 months, a lot of times they get us to try to re-enlist, so they'll have us try out some other jobs. And one of the jobs that they had me try out was being a maintenance facility manager. So my job was to be in charge of these buildings that they were going to tear down, but they were going to give it one more last chance. So like, hey, Rodriguez, we want you to see if there's anything you can do with these buildings. Now, I had no experience in building maintenance whatsoever. So, of course, myself, like with anything that I do, I did my own little research on, like, what can I do? I used to watch how, like, facility managers would work. And then me and these two other Marines went into these buildings, and, we looked at the paint, we looked at the structure of the building, we recorded, like, refrigerators that were going to go in each room. We had to learn how to do the locks and the doors, how to make locks ourselves. So it was a lot of, it was a learning process. So after about 3 or 4 months into it, like, the Marines that lived there looked at us like we were the experts at this, and we played the part. We were like, "Oh yes, sir, we get what we have right on that." And then we would look at each other like,
What are we supposed to do?
"Yeah, let's figure this out." Windows broke. All right, let's go get a glass maker and let's make some glass and try to replace this window. So as time went on, there was a laundromat in like the lounge area. And a couple of Marines would come by and, if they needed toilet paper, they were like, "Hey man, can we get some toilet paper, or can we get the light bulb fixed or whatever?" Like, "Yeah, we got you, don't worry about it." I have it set right here, so when you come back down, you can pick it up. So I guess there were some Marines in the laundry, and one of them had came up to me and gave me this log book. And there were these green log books that Marines would use to log in like daily activities. So they brought me this book, and they're like, hey man, somebody left this in the laundry room. And I was like, all right, cool, just set it down. Now at the time I used to play Pac-Man, kind of like people used to play solitaire on the computer, and I would just play Pac-Man on that computer to kill time. And when they set that journal down on the table, two of the Marines had came in and said, hey, we're about to go to lunch, you want to go eat with us? And I was like, yeah man, let's give me a second, because I was hardcore in my Pac-Man. So one of the Marines sat down and started looking in the book. And when he opened up the book, he started reading some passages out of the logs. And he's kind of reading it, and I'm playing my Pac-Man. He looks over at me and he goes, dude, have you read this book? And I said, no, I'm all into Pac-Man. He goes, no, somebody found it they found that in the laundry room. He goes, it's pretty freaking detailed. Whoever wrote this, is this like somebody telling a story, or is this like for real? I was like, I don't know, dude. I haven't even looked in that book. So he sets it down. We go to lunch. We go and eat. We come back. I'm on a full stomach. I'm sitting there kind of bored. So I grab the book. I'm like, what's this dude talking about? So I grab the book and I'm flipping through the pages, and I open the book towards the end of the book. And as I'm reading the book, it seems that the book's a diary. And in this diary, it talks about, and it goes into detail about whoever the owner of this book is. And it talks about, in this story, it says about this guy going over to his best friend's house. He said he was invited to a barbecue. And he talks about in detail about having dinner, eating dinner, and then they start having drinks. And when they start having drinks, everybody's kind of feeling buzzed, everybody's feeling pretty good. Well, his buddy tells him, hey, if you need to stay the night, you're more than welcome to stay on the couch or in the guest room. And the guy says, okay, yeah, I'll probably stay the night. And as the owner of the house goes over the room with his wife, the guy who's writing the story now goes more into detail about what he does. And in the story, he talks about him going into a room, into the owner's of the house's daughter's room. And the daughter happened to be 8 years old. And in the book, he talks about everything he does to that daughter in detail in that book, from holding the daughter's mouth in the middle of the night, keeping her from screaming. And as I'm reading this, I'm literally freaking out. Like, holy smokes. How could somebody literally write this information in like a journal? And so I started looking on it, and at the end of it, it has the name of the individual who wrote this stuff in the book.
He was a Marine?
He was a Marine. A staff sergeant. And in the Marine Corps, that means normally a staff sergeant takes years to pick it up, at least over 4 years. And that's a staff ranking NCO. So now I'm freaking out. I got to tell somebody about this. So of course I call my higher up and say, hey, I got this. I don't even know what to do. I got this book in front of me. Staff NCO, I tell him the name. My boss, who happened to be a gunnery sergeant at the time, tells me, I know who that is. He goes, bring me the book and come in and tell me everything you know. So I'm freaking out. Like, this is bugging me. I'm tripping out. Like, holy smokes. So I take the book to him. I show it to him. We're flipping through pages. And then there's more stories of this guy and everything else he's done.
So he did it to multiple
people with daughters. And the sad thing is, later we find out that this staff NCO, who is, I guess, who everybody knows in that community, is really like good friends. They see him as a good individual. They've been through stuff, and these guys would vouch like literally die for this guy because he was such a good guy in their eyes. So we sat there and waited. Gunnery Sergeant called the father of the daughter, brings him in, debriefs him on what has been going on. We find out that they were like best friends. I mean, he had that guy numerous times over for barbecues. His wife, his family knew him. And that day we waited. And once they told the father of the daughter, he ended up calling that staff sergeant. The staff sergeant comes in, not knowing what was going to happen. He just told him, hey, come in, have a couple questions about your room. So he comes in. And when he came in, that father went and tackled him, was beating the snot out of him. MPs got involved. It was a crazy mess, but that's just one of the situations where I have personally seen one of these situations with a pedophile, and it's just crazy knowing that there's hundreds of thousands of those types of people out there. And like I said, if you go on your website, you can log in to see how many of those people are in your neighborhood. And I mean, people are saying that it's an illness, but it's a crazy world we live in. You got to be very careful with your kids, your children. I mean, you never know. I mean, they may be good in the eyes of the community, but who knows what goes on behind the scenes. Like I say, it was just a story that I was telling somebody. We were talking about pedophiles, and it brought me up and just reminded me, and I just wanted to share that story with you guys. So just be careful with who's out there. You never know.
Yeah, because even like within the church right now, like a lot of Texas dioceses and the Catholic Church released their what was it, last week, the week before, about all the, what we're calling them predator priests that were actually doing that. And it's like you said, people you'll never know. The church is like, it's coming out more, and they're putting it out now. They released the names. You can Google it to go find it. So any of y'all that are Catholic, you know, saying that if y'all want to go check it out, even if you're non-Catholic. But yeah, it's just coming out, and it's bad. And even in, like, me personally, I was incarcerated, so I've seen a lot of them people, and the system protects them. They treat them better than drug dealers when they go to court. Like, I've seen drug dealers. I have a friend, never been in trouble before, ever. Maybe some parking tickets. They gave him 30 years for selling dope. I've seen people, pedophiles like that, get 7, 8, 12 years. So it's, the system's kind of messed up there, but it goes to show you, you know, like you said, be careful with your kids, and you just got to train them, like, talk to them about it, let them know what's happening, what's going on. Because, like, as a kid, I always knew if anything ever happened to me, I could always tell my dad no matter what.
Right.
Trust, so even then, talk with your children about it.
Yeah, you definitely want to have that open communication with your kids, because sometimes these people will scare them, and they don't know what's the difference between right and wrong, and they'll be scared. And it's pretty sad, because a lot of times when I meet females, a lot of times they have that story of an uncle or somebody in the family who's either tried to or has actually molested them.
Yeah.
So.
Because all that happened too. Like, I was to stay with my mom when my niece was younger. Like, her friend, like, no other adult was there, and her little friends, when it comes, always the uncle, like you were saying.
Right.
So I wouldn't let them come inside to play. Like, here, y'all can play on the patio. So, you know, just kind of be careful. Don't put yourself in any bad situations, because I know a few people have been wrongfully accused of it as well, because it's so easy to do so. But yeah, just like you said, just have that communication with your kids. That way, if anything ever happens, someone ever tries anything, talks to them, touches them inappropriately, they're not scared to tell you. Because that's one thing that I definitely do not like, and I've seen a lot of people when I was incarcerated get hurt for making that, since they would get exposed. I've seen one dude, like, literally get his head cracked. And, you know, I think they get what they deserve when that happens to them. So it's one thing, you know, harming children, it's bad. It's innocent, they can't even protect themselves, and they're really prying on little kids. Just, But yeah, that's one of our serious subjects to actually talk. We usually clown and joke around, but
Yeah. This show's about everything, so we want to discuss everything and anything. And I will say, unlike a lot of people, unfortunately, myself and Buddha have experienced a lot in life. Not saying that we ever wanted to. We've just come across some times in our life where we've seen
some crazy things.
And we're going to be sharing some of those stories here in the next few episodes. So make sure to tune in. If you haven't subscribed,
hit the like button and subscribe. Come on, show us some love. Help us out here.
Also, we've got some great interviews coming up. We got Tony the Goat Tavares, who's an up-and-comer in the bodybuilding world. We got Daniel. He's pretty known he works out at Destination. So he's got a lot of up-and-coming stuff coming on. I'm excited to have Dr. Artis, who's going to be going over a lot of nutritional things and holistic things. For those of y'all who hate taking medicine, our cousin, Louis Gonzalez, he'll be on the show here for the health of it. So we're excited to have him. So we got a lot more people, so make sure to tune in. So we've got a lot of good advice coming towards you, not just from us, but from some of these experts in these fields. But this Friday, we have protein paletas. Also, we're in February, and if you notice, it's been raining a lot. Normally about April, sometimes late March, is what they consider hell season. And that's when the temperature, we start going into spring, but sometimes the cold and hot get together. And not an expert in hell or how that all works, but that's when the hell starts to hit your roofs, your cars. So for those of y'all who don't have your insurance on your cars, I'd make sure to get hell insurance and you get all those dings and car looks like crap. You want that insurance to cover that. But also, for those of y'all who don't know much about, like, on your roof of the house, sometimes maybe in the last year you may have got hit by hail, and sometimes the sun expands. We'll have a roofing expert actually on our show, and they'll elaborate more on how that works, on how they can take care of you and your roof. That way you don't have a leak, because once you get a leak and it gets on your TV or your carpet or on all your valuables, and then it gets destroyed and your deductible sometimes doesn't cover everything, then you definitely want a safe peace of mind when you sleep, knowing that your roof's been covered, or at least have an expert come look at it. You know, they do free estimates where they come and look at it and they'll tell you, hey, you're good to go, or like, hey, ooh, man, you're right on the edge. So we'll have a roofing expert coming that way to keep you from getting screwed by some of these out-of-towners that come in, look at your roof, steal your money, and then move about, and then you have no idea who just took the check to your roof. So yeah, we got a lot of good, exciting stuff coming. Other than that, I guess that's it. We'll see you guys Wednesday. I'm Felipe.
I'm Buddha.
Peace.
If he could do it,
This isn't a movie.
he believed in himself. And you can too.
Oh man, you gonna put it on me like that?
You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president.
Me?
Do what you want to do.
You're
It's not about it's not up to other people.
It's true.
It's up to you.